Hey guys, welcome back. It's Grimreaper coming at you for another video for Raidshadowlegends. Hopefully you're well and hopefully looking after yourselves and have a great start to the weekend. The weekend is basically starting. Hopefully you're having a couple of beers and enjoying yourself, right? It's been a long week, not too been busy in raids, couple of events going on, mainly shard events, but looks like we've got a fairly busy weekend. A couple of bits and bobs going on. Anyway, we're on Brackus' account today, and we're gonna get into mythicals with P versus Z content, and kind of just look at them and how good they are in P versus Z content. So, this is something I wanted to do for a while, and stuff like that. So, a big shout out to Brackus. Thank you for allowing me to borrow your account. Today's champion showcase is going to be on Sunbearer. Now I've done a P versus P showcase on him already. I will ping that towards the end of this video and you can go check that out, right? So we're going to take him in all the areas where he's really good in and consistent is. So obviously he's going to be a carry for most people and it's going to be similar builds. So we'll talk about a couple of options that you can do towards the end. I will put all timestamps down below, etc, etc. But for Sunbearer, he's going to be great in Clan Boss, Hydra, or any P versus E content really, and Finite. But they're the main three areas that he'll be good in, depending where you pull him. If you're an end-game player, you're not going to want to use him in Clan Boss, for example. But if you're a new game, early game or mid game, it would be fantastic there as a counter-attack option if he's the only option that you've got, right? So yeah, a great champion overall. Let's get him. Let's jump into Finite first, and we'll give him a little showcase there first. Okay, so let's jump into Finite, and we'll give this a little go. Seems to be crashing a little bit there, so it's one of them ones. So we'll give this a go, and we'll run this. So this team's not speed tuned or anything like that, so it's not perfect. It's definitely not the fastest as it can go. I didn't really have time to sit here and speed tune, to be honest, but there's definitely a couple of speed tunes you could do. It's quite common actually to see a counter attack with one ally attack and then one reset, and then a Gina, and then a freeze champion as well. And there's also like a very common one with double ally attack as well, which is what we use it here. So there's a couple of options for you guys if you want to go ahead and build this team. Obviously, the Lady M's, they can be replaced with any ally attack champion. You could probably get away with one Gina as well. I don't think you need two for sure. A bit different speed tunes, right? So we're going to start off with this and some bits and bobs. And ideally just wait for this boss to counter attack us so we can then get his shield down, right? And that's one thing to kind of consider. Lovely, we survive. Now I would probably put a bolster set on if you're going to try and build this team, just so you can survive the first hit. I think the boss gets like 2 hits at us, but everything's pretty fine after that. So obviously we saved the ally attack for when the shield goes down, which is pretty cool, and then ally attack to drop that turn meter down with the freeze. And then the G-Nuts kind of come in with their best in Blash, right? And then the other G-Nut will come in for the best in Blash. And then I think the boss will possibly take a turn in a second. But basically the counterattack here is the useful bit, right? This is what we're trying to showcase within this team. The counterattack is the key bit to take from this area. I suppose you could probably try to speed tune it as well with the block buffs, which would be pretty useful. The block damage as well, which would be pretty useful. And then you'll see that we're just skinning away at this shield. And there'll be another counter attack as well. Boss will take turns. That's fine. With nothing too shabby. We actually had block damage up then. Just stumbled on these speeds, honestly. I think you can get this down to like a minute and a half in all fairness if you like packing a punch, and this was proper speed tuned and proper setup and stuff like that. Again, I will show the presets just in case someone wants to try and build this team out. So you can see here, we're just going to do the allied attacks, and then just knock the turn meter back on the boss, basically. The best in Blash is not ready yet, so it's one of them ones. And then we'll just come all the way through, like so. And then it's just a case of just finish off this team with some bits and bobs. I've seen it to be like 2 minutes 53 with the current builds that we're using, so yeah, pretty useful, right? Like, not too shabby. G-Nuts coming in with some damage, and then obviously like Sunbear coming in with the same type of damage, a little bit more on worth one and a little bit less of the other. So yeah, really strong team here. Anyway, let's go jump into the spider team. We put a fun team together for that one, so I'm kind of looking forward to showing this. Sorry, my apologies. I was just about to jump in spider and I forgot to show the preset for firing out, right? So Lady M basically is left to do what she wants for the first round. The second round, she's going to be metamorph is switched off throughout the whole of it, and then you'll turn off the ally attack. That's the same for both, and both of them are the exact same, right? Both are switched off, and then on the third wave, you're going to turn off the metamorph, and you're going to open with the A1, just because like we're too fast for the boss, and same here as well. And then after that, we would do the ally attack on both of them, just to kind of do the thing. My man here, he's just going to be left to not to metamorph at all, and then just do his counter attack. You could actually probably turn that off, right? Oh yeah, it is switched off. So I switched it off there and then left it off on here. So that's one thing I wanted to do. Obviously, metamorph is switched off, and then the G-Nuts are pretty standard, right? Fury King, Bless and Bash switched off again. Both of them are same. And then Fury King against the boss, both of them are switched off. Open with the A1s, and then they'll do the Best in Bash when the shield goes down. So pretty useful and a little bit lucky. So anyway, let's go and have a look at the spider team next. Right, so we are back for the spider team now. We got Sifi, W Macone, Lydia, and then just himself as well, which is pretty useful. A bit of a unrealistic team in all fairness, but I suppose the idea of this is increased speed with increased defense, double reset, and then a defense down and weaken. So this is one thing to kind of take into consideration. Again, if you are a bit short and you are happen to have like a Kaimar and a Renegade, that could pretty much work as well. So you know, if that's what you're left with, that's what you're left with, right? Or you could just use 2 DPS instead of 1 for this type of setup as well, and then 1 reset, which would be way more free to play friendly, right? So that's the main thing that we'd want to see throughout that. So yeah, that's one thing we want to do. Come all the way through. Takes 1 hit, takes the second hit, and then we want to come back around for the other reset, and then basically do our thing here. It's a pretty cool team. Like, I'm pretty chuffed about this, if I'm honest. And then pop 52 seconds, 8.4 million damage, right? Oof, damn, that is pretty nice. So Spider 10 is looking very achievable. Let's go have a look now and what he can do in Ice Golem, right? That's another area that's quite nice in. Okay, so this is going to be the next one here. We're going to start off with Afala kind of just do her thing, right? And I've only brought Rio in here, really, just for heals, if I'm honest. I'm just kind of looking for a 5th person to kind of bring in here, so that's the only reason why she's here. You can see here we just go straight through the waves. And lucky not to get Sir Nick, we got resisted on the weekend there. So we nearly went straight through both waves without a problem, right? And now we just got to try not to set off this Ice Golem passive, and we should be fine in all fairness from there. So obviously, you know, again, newer players and stuff like that, you could possibly just worry about using a reviver here, like a Duchess or a Pythian or something like that. It's going to help you stay alive, right? That's probably what I'd recommend as well. But as you can see here, we're pretty fine. Okay, right now it's just a boss we got to be careful of, and we're going to counter attack, etc. So he's immune to poisons, which is a bit meh. It is what it is. Yeah, we just wait for him now to clear this up. The shields and stuff is quite nice as well from Avala. Obviously, she's also going to bring increased defense as well. I'm pretty sure he puts his own increased defense on him as well, if I'm honest. I can't remember too much. So we block the first AoE there. Again, this is not proper speed tune, so that's one thing to kind of take from this. He also has AoE HP burn, which I've actually left switched off because I've just looked at him from a damage point of view. But like if you had, for example, if you had like a HP burn on him, you could possibly just use him for that, right? If you built him to be wet noodle kind of thing, I think it's a massive waste if you do that. But you know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do for your account. And you can see here the utility is quite great, right? Like the counter attack's done quite well. The counter, the block damage has done us quite well as well. Helped out for that. And then like the team synergy is pretty nice as well. Obviously not the fastest it runs, but 2 minutes on Ice Golem 10 is quite nice actually. What, 2.5, 3 minutes? It's not too shabby. Like mine on my account is like 1.5, 2 minutes. So but saying that is also with Artak. Artak's just a whole new beast, but there's a lot of people as well that probably have some bearer now. Well, not a lot, but a few people that have some bearer but don't have Artak, right? Because they're not being in the game long enough now for Artak. It's kind of been a while now since Artak was released, and obviously the last login champion was kind of meh, which was a bit disappointing. So again, not speed tuned or anything like that. We just kind of threw the champions in from where they were built and stuff like that. We've not changed anything here, and just kind of done our stuff here. So yeah, pretty cool team overall. Sunbearer coming with 9.5 million damage, and then Lydia doing some work as well there. So let's go ahead and look at Dragon 10 now and see what we can do there. Okay, so we're back for Dragon now, right? Dragon's gonna be pretty cool. So this is one thing we'll kind of just look at now as well, and kind of just see what he can do here as well. And then I suppose the last case will be HYDRA. To be honest with HYDRA, I just want to see like a damage test, if I'm honest. And yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do a full HYDRA run. It would make this way too long. Oh, long day. It would make this way too long. So yeah, I would probably just look at like his damage and his utility, and we'll put him against some tough opponents as well. We've got some nice champions on this account, like Charisma and stuff like that. We could compare him with and see on like how much we can do here. So as you can see here, he is just absolutely just mowing straight through the waves. So he could also be a great champion for clearing waves. Probably wouldn't have him as the only champion for clearing waves, but it's definitely cool to do his abilities here and get good survivability and stuff like that. We actually missed the defense down here. Oh, sorry, it was from the weekend, right? Okay, cool. And then we just reflected all them back from the passive on Yumiko, which is pretty nice. And yeah, like the counter attack's pretty cool here. The block damage again, pretty cool here. Massive carry for most people. And we'll just carry on doing our thing. It'd be surprising to see how much damage he's done here, if I'm honest. His dragon's up probably somewhere probably use him. But you know, if you had a new account and you only had like him to really with a couple of epics or like a legendary, I think you probably wouldn't be the first ones. So why not? There's plenty of poisons in it. It's gonna be a Yumicone showcase instead of a Sunbearer. That's where you kind of was want him to smack there. Well, there we are. 2 minutes for that one. 3.7 million damage. Theo with 700 and something damage. Lydia with 1 million, and then Mephala with 1.4. Let's go take a look at HYDRA now and see what we can do for HYDRA, and then we can see the build. Right, so this will be the final area where we'll be looking at Sunbearer. And this was generally just like more of a see how what he could do against like some of the best DPS in this game who are legendary, so he should generally do more. I have no idea what's about to happen, but obviously there's a couple of things that's quite questionable and stuff like that, so we'll just look at this very, very quickly. And I don't want to spend too long on this, if I'm honest, but that's one thing we'll just quite look at. Oh, we've been resisted on the block boss, so it's typical. Typical, we got resisted there. Let's go back in and then back out, right? Let's just kind of make this work. So we're gonna go bop. We're gonna go bop. I suppose we do the A1 first. A1 first. Interesting speed tune. Like so. And then increase speed. Actually gonna play the protection, right? So as you see, it's on for 2 turns. Wow, the provoke's on for 2 turns. That's pretty nice. Gonna actually play the provoke straight away. Now the good news is if he now, because we put counter attack up, we don't have mischief really in this rotation to worry about, but we would basically do a counter attack everywhere and get Chris to do his AoE speed work. That's pretty cool. Imagine that's actually nice synergy. So he's only getting hit once this form, because he's got a double hitter. But let's slow it down and let's have a look at the damage. About 300k. So damage not too crazy, but there is a couple of weak heads in here as well. So I'd have to kind of watch that back and see what had happened there. But the good news is like everything's like kind of locked down, right? Because he's basically done now for like 2 turns at least. Anyway, let's run this through and see if we can get through to the dead heads, where we can show some big numbers and see what he's doing. I'm not expecting anything too crazy, but it would be nice to see something nice. 100k each there on the A1, not too shabby. Frisk is ready to provoke, but is what it is. Actually doing quite well for damage right now. Like 9.4 million. Like so. See if we weak it or not. Okay, cool. That's like what, 600k on A1. Carnage does. He does around about million on my build. So that's interesting to see. It does hit twice actually with that ability there. There's like 400 and 100. As without like defense down and stuff. And you can see basically here we're doing like 2 million damage per turn. Yep. Numbers are a little bit everywhere, but that's pretty cool. We got a block buffs. Charisma's gonna do everything here. 600k, which is the same as his A1. See what we can do now. Lasting gifts as well. Nice. Wasn't able to really like show a big boy nuke there. But if you built everyone with high resistance, I can imagine this could be quite effective. Again, like if you didn't have many options, it's doing like 300k just on one head. Like Charisma hit for like a millionaire just on one head. It's insane that we've just nearly one keyed in the first 5 minutes. Yeah, we're basically doubling the damage. Ignoring defense there, which is pretty nice. Honestly, I think this guy could be part of a world record team or something. Because he ignores quite a bit of defense. There's a millionaire. So Charisma's A1 is the same as Charisma's A3 is the same as his A1. Interesting. There's a defense down again. And then we just wait on this last one. Like so. Oh, there we are. There we are. 750k to 580k. So it's like what? A 1.2. So times that by 4. 1.2, 4.8. If they're all like non-weak hits and got the same buffs on, all dead, 4.8. That's pretty huge. Anyway, let's go ahead and end it there. Yes, press end. And you can see here, Charisma doing 14, Mishi doing 11, and he's done a 7.5, so it's not too shabby, right? Not too shabby indeed. Anyway, let's go ahead and let's go see his build and wrap up for today's video. Okay, so these are the stats we've got then. We're going to start with the banner. We've got defense banner with critical damage, defense ring. We've got speed, critical damage, and speed ascended, defense chest, critical damage gloves, and then a speed set at the top to increase the speed, and then a critical damage as well. This will give us total speed of 290, but 99% critical rate. How did I not check that? Critical damage of 317. Obviously, make sure you crit cap him. And accuracy as well of 350. Really good defense of 6,800, and then the good survivability coming through as well. Honestly, blessings, depending on where you're going to use him, where would improve him. I'd say for like a 6-star for HYDRA, I'd be crushing Rem or Cruelty. And then for Rena, obviously Polymorph from 6-star and 5-star because he needs accuracy anyway to his kit, which is pretty cool. And then for damage, harvest cast as well, I think would be pretty good for a 4-star and lower for arena. And what else? Yeah, that's about it for now. For the masteries, then these are arena masteries focused. So my advice is if you're gonna build them for Hydra or for Final or something, you need to use different masteries. But then you could go ahead and hit my link down in the channel for my Discord and basically just ping me in my Discord, and I can give you some masteries which would be best suiting for that content. That's just something to kind of bear in mind. So there we are, guys. There is the first P versus E champion for this. Hopefully you like it. Please remember to give me some likes on the video. Hit that notification bell and sub to the channel. It just helps really support the channel. And then hopefully you've enjoyed this. And let me down know in the comments what mythicals you want to see next and where. And I'm really interested to kind of see on your guys' thoughts. And they give a bit of feedback as well in my Discord group, which is all down below in the comments pinned. And that's it for me. Thank you for watching to the end, guys. I appreciate you guys as normal. I'll see you on tomorrow's daily upload, where we'll be back doing some type of shenanigans on the channel. And then go check out my stream as well for Twitch, grimreapertv raid, where we're doing sub Saturday, which is coacher sessions and champion regears on Saturday, I think the 31st or the 1st of June. So definitely would recommend that as well. Anyway then, guys, thank you for watching till the end. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.